20K hopefully will cut the learning curve down because we focus really exclusively on how to get your wedding couples, how to get them to trust you, like you, how to charge a planning fee that they will willingly pay and not balk at it, because we've set up everything ahead of you. By the way, we teach you how to do your marketing and setting up your website and your lead magnet, all that. And it really can cut down the learning curve, because when we started joining the travel business, we didn't know any of this, and not many people did. I know more of this is out there now, but this will help you have the fast track to having a successful destination wedding business, and hopefully cut years out of your process.
Right.
So, but yes, we have brand new people and we have experienced people.
So that was a great question. Okay, Karen, I know we only have you for a few minutes. So why don't you share with everybody who you are, a little bit about your business and how things are going with 20K.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, a lot better.
So I wanted to answer Jessica's question too, because that was one of the things that when I joined you guys last September, I just kept racking my head going, why didn't I find you when I first started this? Why didn't I find you when I first started this? And I've been in the business for 10 years and I was floundering. I mean, I was doing business, but I was working way harder than I needed to be. And one of the things that I was thinking about before I came on here is how, I did 4 bridal shows in a year, which was exhausting and expensive. I was paying for things like Wedding Wire and The Knot and different advertising things. And I would even advertise through my chamber. I was doing everything I could to get business. And while I was getting business, I was getting, stupid trips too. Like I'm not there's someone who wants to road trip down to California. I'm in the Seattle area. So, people who Disneyland, that is not my specialty. I did not like doing Disney, but I did anything and everything just to have business.
Sure.
I am now turning away that business because I'm busy with the weddings. And I think that even though I was always a romance travel person and honeymoon destination wedding, once I joined you, I changed my website. I started charging professional fees because I'm a professional. And one of the biggest things is I started closing my destination weddings. And I think that was the most impactful thing. Well, besides meeting the two of you, I think it was learning how to close the sale. And I have had probably a 98% closing rate since I met you guys. And
that's fabulous.
I know that Lou loves to hear this, but I've booked 11 weddings in the last year.
Yes,
and
we love it.
And it's because of you guys and your program. And I don't say that lightly.
No, you're very truthful. I mean, that's the thing that I know people don't, if someone's new to here and they don't really know you, but Karen's very down to earth and she can be very skeptical about things. And she would be skeptical. She would not do this for us. I can tell you that. We're not paying her. She's doing this because she loves the program, but I can tell you she's the type of person that doesn't have integrity. She doesn't want her name attached to it. So
that's right. And that is true. I mean, I most of my clients that come back to me year after year after year. And my reputation is everything to me. So
absolutely. Us too. And that's why in the 20K system, we try to only recommend resorts and properties that are going to make us look good. Because let's face it, everybody, if we send a wedding couple to a resort that lets you down, they don't look bad.
Right.
We look bad.
We do.
Right.
So we try to cut that off by only recommending certain properties and a certain price point. And sometimes you won't work. You're not supposed to work with everybody.
That's right. That's what we teach you. But it sounds, Karen, a lot like you did things a lot of the traditional way that a lot of us learn, right? Like we remember that frustration when we were starting our business and we were, seeking out the help of the experts on like, how do we build our business? How do we get leads? How do we, make this actually work for us? And so we did the bridal shows and we did the, Wedding Wire and all those things. We followed all of that and it was exhausting and it was expensive and it was hit or miss. To be honest with you, sometimes we could get something good and sometimes it just ended up being a complete waste of time and money. And so that's one of the biggest things you would say has changed in terms of like your business is marketing. Obviously, your ability to charge professional planning fees and close the deal, which is good. But the marketing side, would you say that would be a big change that you put into your business?
Yeah. I actually, instead of putting all my money into the advertising piece, I began to put money into a virtual assistant who could help me with the lead magnets and the social media and things like that. And I actually had her stop working for me at the end of September because I said, I need to stop taking new business right now. I can't.
That's
I don't.
awesome.
Yeah, and part of it was I was traveling for the last month, and I didn't want to be dealing with a lot of phone calls or emails, and I turned off my calendar, kind of thing. So, but yeah, it definitely has changed. I have a bridal show in February because I paid for a January 2021 bridal show the year before I met you guys, and I'm really not looking forward to it.
No, it's hard when you've done a bridal show and had more success than you've ever had at any bridal show, and you still have one.
Exactly.
We hear you. I actually thought of a new, Karen, you just helped me think of a new way to even advertise 20K, which is truthful, but for the price of less than one bridal show, you can get a year's worth of brides every year.
And that's totally true. My bridal show for the Seattle wedding show that they have is I'm paying about $1,900 by the time I put power and have it all.
That's
and
crazy.
This program was less than that by far. Well, not by far, but it was less than that.
That's right.
And still is.
Right. And I'm making my money back. So
yes,
I made it back.
11. You've 11 dupled it, I think.
And Christine has a question for you. What is the biggest factor you think has contributed to your destination wedding bookings increasing so much? Great question.
That is a good question. So I think there's a couple factors. I think that with the social media presence, I'm out there more, but also I learned how to close my sales. When people used to call me, I didn't always get the sale. And I know that it was because I was giving way too much information in my consultations. And I was just like, yeah, I've got the best place for you. And I would start talking about the places. I even had one bride who came back to me and goes, oh no, I went with the place, but I just booked direct. I was like, oh,
Right.
Yeah. Well, and one thing what Karen's also referring to is in our 20K program, we have a complete breakdown of how to set up the consultation so that you get hired.
Right.
How to the questions you're supposed to ask in the consultation, a setup form from way beginning. You're setting up the win in the consultation before they even start filling out the form to book with you, a consultation. So we have a whole process we teach you to do, and Karen has followed it, and now Karen is just, Karen, that's a good point.
And I literally copied and pasted the email that here's a sample email, and I went and copied and pasted it, and I just changed a few words to fit my, couple. And, there was a lot of times where I would do a consultation with just the bride. And now I make sure that both the bride and the groom, or the couple, because I've had two brides, that they're both on the phone call, because otherwise you can't close a sale. And that's, they've got to relay the information, then they have to ask more questions, and then they want to do another consultation. So
right.
And we learned that the hard way. That's so if it answers Jessica and anyone that, even if you're new, we went through all these ups and downs and fails and successes so that you don't have to. Now we took out all the fail and we've kept all the successes. And that was one of the things that we discovered the hard way, was that, you know what, they need to be there together. They better pick a time, and we won't consult with them unless they actually pick a time where they can come together. And if there's extenuating circumstances where they maybe have to meet once in a while on a Saturday or something, because that's the only time they can be together, that sometimes we made that happen, but they needed to be together, because Karen's absolutely right. The bride will have a great talk with you. She's already sold. The fiance was nowhere around. They start talking about money. What? How much does it cost? Well, I don't know. But when they're together and both of them get the sell, it's
There you
beautiful,
go.
and they both
It
are
is,
hungry
yeah,
to do it. Then
that's
that's how we've been able to, yeah, we're around the 80%, 85% close using that same thing. So you're even beating us on our close.
Yeah, good job, Karen. That's awesome. So Diane's wondering, and Diane is a new 20K
Yes, welcome.
member.
Hey,
So
welcome.
excited to have her. After you contact the tour operator, for example, Classifications,
Yeah.
and receive the pricing and terms for the room block for a resort, what's the next step?
Oh, let's see. Well, that's a question for us too. But.
Yeah. So the next step is, of course, you want to make sure if you haven't already secured the wedding date and time, do that first, and then you can get the group rates. And then once you have the group rates, then you want to like set up that contract and secure those rooms. And then from there, the bride and groom can send out invitations. And we have the whole destination wedding timeline, Diane, in the 20K program. So you can just follow that when you do your first couple of destination weddings so that you know what you're supposed to do. And then I have also tutorials in the program on how to set up the wedding, how to set up the group, all of those things. So I have videos on that as well.
We break it down. We try not to leave anything. This is a redesign, by the way. Karen originally joined our 20K Classic program, and then over the last year, we developed 20K 2.0. So this is now the most sophisticated, the most full resources, swipe files, templates, teachings that we've ever put out there. It's in the 20K 2.0 program.
So then, Diane, hopefully that answers your question. But basically, the main thing is once you get those group of rooms, that's when we can unleash the bride and groom to start letting their clients know, and you're going to set up that group website for the guests to come and book their room. And so then the bride and groom can then send out their invites, and everybody can start reserving and joining the fun party. So, and then Madeline had a question.
Madeline,
how you implemented the destination information into your website, and did you just add it to your current site? So, Karen, I think this is a question for you.
So I had a Weebly website already, which is what Lou and Tammy use for their 20K program. And so it was kind of a little bit of a thing because I wanted to keep my domain name, and we had to do a transfer of a domain name, but they gave me a template, and I went in and just put all my own words and my own pictures, and it was one of those things that I had to set a deadline for myself because I'd work on it, and then I'd stop working on it, and then I'd work on it again, and so it wasn't hard, but it was a little bit time consuming.
Yeah.
It does take time to set all this up, but once it's set up, it runs like clockwork.
That's right.
Month after month, day after day, year after year.
Right.
And then you just make little tweaks along the way. So,
well, any last thoughts that you wanted to share at all, Karen? I know that you're on your way to an event, so we thank you for your time. I guess what would you say is the biggest impact that 20K has had in growing your business?
You guys, really, honestly, just being able to know that you're there to support, especially during this whole COVID time. We all were feeling very alone, and just being able to have the support and sometimes tears and and just knowing that, when I had a question, I mean, I might bug you sometimes too through Facebook messages. Hey, what would you use? But the whole community, I mean, Ivy, which I think Ivy's going to be coming on tonight as well.
She'll be there. Yeah.
Ivy and I become pretty good friends. We talk regularly. She's actually been helping me with my social media lately.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's valuable. I can't put like even a price tag on it. It's just been really wonderful to be a part of the program.
Oh, thanks, Karen. We're so glad you're part of
Karen,
it. Thank you so much for being here with us. And
yes.
I hope you guys feel better.
Thank you.
All right.
We're on the mend.
I feel better than yesterday. Yesterday I never want to go back to yesterday. I can tell you that.
I've been there. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks,
see
Karen.
ya.
Have a good time in Seattle.